Hello and welcome back to Woman2Woman. Do you ever feel like there is more to life than this? That you have more to give? That there is some dream still to be fulfilled? Or perhaps you feel that you want to give more to God than you're currently doing? Now that's not to say that what you're doing just now, that there's anything wrong with that. But that you feel like there is more. Well, you would be right in thinking that. As in this study that we're going to look at Jesus' words in John's Gospel when he says that whoever believes in him will do greater works. And today we looked at Stephen Furtick's study, Greater, and we discovered that God does have a greater plan for our lives and a greater purpose and vision for our lives. Well, today we looked at the fact that when God calls us into the greater, that we need to be prepared to follow him and surrender our lives. We saw that as we studied the prophet Elisha in 1 Kings chapter 19. We read that when God calls Elisha, he was out in his field, ploughing it and taking care of his animals. The interesting thing here is that Elisha didn't have to go looking for the greater. He didn't have to go looking for the next step because God sent Elijah to call him. And we too don't need to engineer God's next move for our lives. For God is working while we are waiting. He is working while we are working, while we are ploughing our field. The second point we learned about Elisha's calling as a prophet was that when God called him into the greater, he didn't have to go to the nearest Starbucks to have a chat with his friends about it. No, he responded immediately. He also did something very brave. After saying goodbye to his parents, he then burned his plough. He destroyed his livelihood and his animals. Why did he do this? Well, because he didn't need it anymore. He let go of his old ways in order to embrace the greater that God had for his life. What plough do we need to burn in order to follow God and surrender our lives to him? What habit needs to die? What old ways need to go? What relationships may we need to walk away from? God has greater for us, greater than we can ever hope or dream or imagine. But in order to move forward into that next step with God, we need to surrender our lives to him and trust that he has our lives in his hands, that he will provide for us. So tune in next time as we go a little deeper in the greater that God has for us. Until next time, God bless.